Hello everyone, what is up? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about what's happening with XRP and the XRP community. Now, XRP is still stagnant, just around 20 cents. We can see here 21 cents going up and down, fluctuating. But you see the other coins, as we can see, not too much, gains or losses as well. Before we jump into the news, I just want to state that I'm obviously not a financial advisor, nor this is financial advice. You guys should obviously do your own research, but this is quite fascinating. Now, we could jump onto the news. Willy Wonka XRP tweeted out XRP the commodity. HODL XRP, Wonka knows.
We need clarity that without add liquidity to these markets.
In the new year, will more cryptocurrencies, like a Ripple, for instance, fall under your purview in addition to Bitcoin and Ether?
It's unclear. Stay tuned, I would say. Part of the issue is our jurisdiction we share with the SEC. If it's a security, it falls under their jurisdiction. If it's a commodity, it falls under ours. So we've been working closely with the SEC over the last year or so to really think about which falls in what box, because I think if I hear anything from market participants, it's that we really need clarity. That without clarity, it's really difficult to figure out how these will eventually be regulated and how to trade them.
Regulated and how they are traded. So he said to stay tuned. Quite interesting. Crypto police breaking. The United States will remove China from a list of countries considered currency manipulators. Just 2 days before the top trade negotiators from Washington and Beijing signed a key phase 1 trade deal, level the playing field. We could see here. I'm pretty sure, like in a couple days on Wednesday, I think the phase 1 trade deal gets signed. That's going to be very huge for everything. Jackson tweeted out EBIX cash signs strategic partnership agreement with MoneyGram. Now we can see here MoneyGram is working along with Ripple, XRP. So they get signed. Lots of news is coming out each day. More partnerships, more connections. A lot of stuff is happening, behind the scenes as well. A lot of stuff is happening behind the scenes. And one more thing, guys, I'll leave all this in the description below so you guys can, investigate further. Style. David Layden, CEO of SendFriend, talks about working with Ripple.
A lot of good stuff to share so far, and we're honored to have a partner like Ripple because we think that Ripple gets it, and that Ripple gets it in the sense of developing tech that works, and also the business development relationships and infrastructure required to actually launch products. It's obvious that a lot of the discussions around blockchains are very theoretical at this point, and that's sort of is what it is. It's unfortunate, but looking at what do blockchains actually do for us, it's super clear. Payments are expensive for a reason. They're not expensive just because people are greedy or money transfer companies want to steal or other, kind of far-flung ideas like that. They're expensive because there's too many hands in the pie, and because most payments are actually funded with debt if they're cross-border. So if you have a look at a company like MoneyGram and their balance sheet, or even bigger ones, a big piece of the balance sheet is debt, because they actually have to spend twice if they're going to service payments. They have to spend on liquidity in dollars, and then they need to spend on liquidity in all these foreign currencies, and they essentially wait for the customers to pay them back. So if I'm Western Union, I get up in the morning and I might say, hey, I'm gonna service about $10 million worth of Mexican peso payments today. And so I buy $10 million worth with debt. And that is really expensive. And then I wait for my customers to pay me back by the end of the day. And so what's fabulous about blockchain and what Ripple's product brings to the table is that you take out the need for that working capital, and you can source liquidity on demand, and you can depress those transaction costs by up to 75%. And so our goal is really just to pass on all of that to the customer. And what that means practically is that while Western Union might charge you 8 or 10% to service a payment, we can get it done for 2% and still distribute cash. So we're really excited about working with the blockchain.
he's really excited working with the blockchain, industry. We see a lot of information right there, including Ripple and XRP, what they can do to help, the industry of cross-border payments. So it's really huge what they're tackling, and this year will, tell it all for the history. So it's going to be crazy what happens. Now, see, the sheriff tweeted out, so the Chinese should arrive tomorrow in the US, 13th, which is today. What's signed on the 15th with Trump, phase 1. Also, the 15th, Ripple's court case could get their motion to dismiss the lawsuit, 9 a.m. So Wednesday as well, it's the, security court case for XRP, which imagine thinking XRP is deemed a security, which it's not. AML already kicked in on the 10th. One more is on the agenda for this week. There's also a planet alignment. Stuff is happening, especially this week, and as well as next week as well, because about the Davos, everything. Really, so much stuff is happening, so you gotta watch out. And I'll be here, saying the facts and bring the news as well. Next is from Boy XRP. Friendly reminder.
The not so interesting aspect of it is that the anonymity of it is likely to facilitate money laundering, dark money moving around, and things that no one is happy about if we're looking for financial stability and transparency of financial transactions. So that's the dark side. I would add that the Bitcoin's mining, which is this accelerated and augmented use of computers to actually determine the value and incentivize the functioning of the mechanism, is energy
intensive.
Angry.
Yeah.
And we figure that in 2018, if it continues, that system will actually consume as much electricity as Argentina. We're looking for is that,
so that was a couple
the
years
anonymity
ago.
of
So,
it.
as you can see, she talked about energy again, and climate change is coming along as well. Net zero carbon fiber for the industry. A lot of stuff is really happening. It's from Happy XRP. Ripple success. The firm solves real world problems. Oracle Times. Ripple had an amazing 2019 with massive recognition in financial space. Ripple had managed to bag a lot of significant partnerships during the past year, and this is expected to be even more fruitful. We could see here 2019 was huge for Ripple, even though the price of XRP went significantly downwards and had a downward trajectory and went down, but it still didn't matter because the partnerships they secured and the people they were talking to, a lot of stuff are happening or were happening behind the background, even though right now they're still happening in the background, and they don't want to talk about XRP being the new world currency, which I believe it will be, but we'll still have to see what happens. But 2019 was obviously amazing. The price was obviously suppressed, but this year will change a lot of stuff. The bearable bull. Holy. Now, Bloomberg tweeted out, ECB President Christine Lagarde asked policymakers to refrain from publicly discussing the bank's impending strategy reviews before she formally announces it on January 23rd. January 23rd. She asks to refrain from publicly discussing the bank's impending strategy review. She formally announces it on January 23rd. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. Now we can see here again, guys. Wow, what is this? Such as climate change and digital currencies. Again, guys. We've been hearing a lot of climate change, in the cross-border payment section, and a lot of, digital currencies as well. Wow, this is huge. This is right here in front of, people's eyes, right here as well as right there. Crazy. Happy XRP once again tweeted out, boom, unlock the 27 trillion pre-funded Nostro Vostro capital now. Let's watch this video. So, no audio because, copyright reasons, but we can see right here. Across markets. We just seen again carbon. Lots of, climate change. Interesting. Look at that. Invest green. Again. Oh my gosh. That's quite fascinating. Jack the Rippler tweeted out, boom, the document did not mention other payment platforms or blockchains specifically, so XRP has been considered only digital asset related to a unique remittance system. We love SWIFT, everyone will use XRP. We can see here, the US proposed bill on payment insurance only refers to Ripple and XRP as the newest developments in payments channels. There we go, guys, again and 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 again. I'll leave all these in the description below so you guys can, obviously read the whole articles, if you guys are interested, but the only proposed bill on payments insurance only refers to Ripple and XRP as the newest developments in payments channels. It's obviously the new, it will be the bridge. It 100% will be. I don't know why everyone's panicking, but let them panic, I guess. South Sudan, President Trump announces presidential delegation will join Ripple at Davos 2020. We can see here, today President Donald J. Trump announced the presidential delegation that will attend the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland from January, So remember, the 23rd, I'm pretty sure Christine Lagarde will announce as well what's happening with their, side of things. So all of this is huge, So I'm pretty sure next week we have to watch out of what's happening. Because remember, January, the Ripplers, or I should say the Riddlers, said that, huge news, should be happening. Huge announcements. And as well of Chinese New Year's as well. So there's so much stuff happening. Oh my gosh. But look, next week's from 2020 XRP. Some important XRP dates this month. Oh, there we go. January 15th. Court case to dismiss XRP as a security. January 21-24. Davos 2020 World Economic Forum. January 23. Christine Lagarde. Big announcement. Do your own research. Now we're into the, fun part of XRP and the XRP community. Now this is quite interesting. Funny Teacups tweeted a couple things. Black Friday coming soon to a theater near you. So that's quite interesting, as well as didn't I say 123 boom. So that was Christine Lagarde. Next is Lakers XP Twitter. If anyone missed Mr. Poole's recent post before delete, we can see here, I'm pretty sure he posted this and then he deleted it or something. But balloons happy and sad. Now if we go down here, XRP rises, joins the financial system in the clouds. Some are not happy with that XRP is there, but alas, have no choice. Traditional fiat system paired with XRP. So quite interesting. He deleted this, I'm pretty sure, as we see here. Domaniac tweeted out, this is just mesmerizing. Look carefully as pointed out by Baba Cugs. Look at what everything is pointing. I will also remiss to link between Marvin and Mr. Poole here. Will you be here? Mr. Poole, will you be here? Marvin Gold. We can see here. This was from, the elections thing that happened, which I'll show that in a minute. But we could see here, lots of stuff is going through. Next is from Reborn, XRP Community IP, Internet Protocol, ILP, Internet Interledger Protocol. One for information, one for payments. A different era, the same process. The final hurdle is upon us. Can you see yet? We could see here, we're all being played. Your DNA will be your data. HSBC, the future's full. Lots of stuff is happening, guys. Lots of stuff is happening right here. Next tweet is from Baba Cooks. Tweets a lot of stuff. Week 2 begins. Buckle up. We can see here. Did you catch the message? Now let's watch this video. Oh, right there. 20. Gold. Isn't that quite interesting, guys? So, we'll have to see what happens with that. The final tweet we have is from Mr. Poole. Now, this is quite interesting, guys. Mr. Poole tweeted out this, and then Jane Dalton, decoded it. Let's read this. Action Plan B begins. This is what many have been waiting for. Dates cannot be revealed as it will result in a shift. We are very close to concluding this multi-decade transition process, but please be patient. Transition will come in multiple phases, few of which will have an impact on the financial sector. Focusing on settlements, pool multi-currency conversions, and emergence of new behind-the-scenes services. Message begins Double Purpose Plus. In England, One without a trace of loyalty will master. Did you read the message carefully? Now we could see here lots of stuff. This message has a lot of meaning behind it, guys. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah guys, see ya.